it is Royal Rumble season. Maybe. Who the fuck knows? There has been so much crazy news recently. Who the hell knows what's going to happen over the next few days and over the next few weeks? So I just thought I should say that. Maybe we don't get a Royal Rumble at all. But if we do focus on what I believe to be the best premium live event of the year, we've got to go all nerdy and geeky and do a bit of fantasy booking. So after thinking about it for a long ass time, I think Cody Rhodes should win the thing. Why? Here's why. And the best thing about this year's Royal Rumble is that you could pick a bunch of guys and actually make their claim that you know it, they should win. Sami Zayn is right up there too, because of course he could become the Royal Rumble winner. Then he falls out with Roman Reigns as the head of the table is like, well, you can't face me. Eventually the two clash after the bloodline implodes, and then Sami Zayn loses, and we're all like, crying into our cornflakes because we can't handle it at all. And I understand it, I'd be the same. There's also the rumour of the surprise return of The Rock. And look, if you can get him there, it makes all the sense in the world that he should be the last man standing. And I know you're going on Twitter right now going, I can't people believe us saying these things, even though that sentence structure was absolute gibberish. But WWE, basically 365 days a year, wants mainstream news. They want those big headlines. And if you get Dwayne Johnson, who is the biggest movie star in the world, to come out and win a Royal Rumble, you are absolutely going to get all of that. There's even out of left field options that I've seen, but actually went, oh, hi, that makes sense, such as Randy Orton. Now, nobody knows what's going on with his injury and what's going on with his back, and I hope he is okay. But because he's a damn hero, and because he is a legend, and because he's been away for so long, if he came out at number 30 and surprised everybody, and actually won the 2023 Royal Rumble, well, I thought about it. It would make me feel all warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum. I wouldn't even mind if you pulled a fast one and had somebody like Braun Breaker win the thing, because I have been waiting a decade basically to have a, oh my gosh, I can't believe that person won it, and turn them into a superstar. But I'm now going to take all of those names, throw them over there, throw them in the toilet, because you already know I'm plumping for Cody Rhodes. Now, while we have had all these awesome videos building up his comeback, and you've got to go see them if you haven't already, it means absolutely nothing if you don't have an event to tie into. I mean, it's all pomp and circumstance and noise until the American Nightmare does come back. You're like, oh my gosh, boy, howdy, he's gonna do it. I mean, it's exactly the same with his WWE return last year. Do you remember that? Everyone was like, well, he's definitely gonna turn up on this Raw. Then it was like, of course not. He'll be on this SmackDown. Then it was like, no, he'll be on this Monday, he'll be on this Friday. Even though WrestleMania was right there. And when you look back on it in hindsight, like, of course you'd come back at the granddaddy of them all, because it is the biggest pay-per-view you can possibly appear on. And if you were there, or if you saw it on the television set, you know this was one hell of a moment. I mean, I watched it and I was basically like, oh my gosh, there is water coming out of my seeing devices. It was just so cool. It was also so well executed that after the fact, he was twice as big a star as he was. So I suppose now with the Royal Rumble, you can times that by 4. So with that in mind, just do the same. The chess pieces are in there to basically tell the fans this is what's going to happen. So you keep doing the videos, you drive everybody into a fever pitch, he then comes out, I don't know, 22 or something, pick whichever number you want. He gets to the last 2, probably against Seth Rollins, because of course that's the feud that took him out in the first place. He throws him over the top rope, then he dances around going, oh, I'm gonna go to WrestleMania, there'll be pyrotechnics, and he'll point at the sign. Because you've got to point at the sign. I would even write down and go as far to say when we get to WrestleMania, he is the guy to beat Roman Reigns. Because when you look at Cody and his interaction with the fans and the connection that he has, and also his age, you could turn him into your tippy-top star and run with him for about a decade. So if that's the case, why not do it? And so there is a slight booking problem here in the sense we don't know what is going to happen with The Rock at WrestleMania, because I tell you this, even if our tribal chief is going to work Saturday night and he's going to work Sunday night, you cannot do Roman versus The Rock on night 1 and Cody versus Roman on night 2, because that would mean The Rock would have to lose and then Cody gets the victory. And I don't know about you, but I don't believe Mr. Johnson is coming back to the WWE to try and make other stars. It's all going to be about him, as it should be. He's deserved it. When you do start thinking about this long term, though, it does tie into what I was just saying about Cody has the steam, Cody has the momentum, and he's only in his mid-30s. So if you're looking out for somebody to follow after Roman Reigns, Well, he's right flubbing here. All of it is a little bit like when Brock Lesnar broke the streak, because people still say, oh man, we shouldn't have given it to Brock, and we should have given it to a young up-and-comer. But nobody knows what would have happened to that young up-and-comer, and because Brock Lesnar was already Brock Lesnar, here we are, almost 10 years later, and don't even come into my house and pretend he hasn't rode that wave. My word, he turned himself into an end-of-level boss and did it for a decade. So it was absolutely the right decision as far as I'm concerned, and WWE keeps saying, oh, we need to find a brand new mega baby face. He's right there, looking at you with his cool jacket and neck tattoo. I mean, the other important part to all of this is that he wants the gig. One of the things that I think happened in AEW, we're never going to know for sure, is that Cody tried to position himself in this position, and for one reason or another, the AEW fans just weren't buying it. But it doesn't feel that way in WWE at all. He loves the crowd loves him, everybody goes absolutely nuts when he does come out, so you've got the formula, and the magic rarely changes. I mean, if you do start fighting against it, we are just going to fall into that pit that we've done before, and he has the best story in order to kickstart this. Not only did he have that gnarly pec tear, but he fought through Hell in a Cell in order to have that last match, and he beat Seth Rollins. And if that doesn't mean you don't respect this man, then you're like, I don't know, some kind of a worm, and you just didn't understand it. It just does feel to me like a lot is going to shift in 2023 when it comes to WWE, and I mean that from the hierarchical perspective as well. But when we are talking about the wrestlers themselves, somebody is going to have to step into Roman Reigns' shoe. He can't go another 12 months without losing, and even if we have to hold this off to SummerSlam, I will still plump, there's that word again, for the American Nightmare, because sometimes you just have to search your feelings like a Jedi. And also, when you go through the rest of the roster, I don't think anybody ticks the box as much as he does. And if we aren't going to do this, let's just annoy the internet instead. So you could Goldberg, he could do it. You could have Brock Lesnar, that would absolutely annoy everybody. Or just go totally random and pull a name out your ass and go, hey, Humberto Carrillo, come here. You win in the Royal Rumble. I mean, we can make it like that Saudi show when Shane McMahon won the Best in the World tournament. Now, that was one of the silliest decisions WWE has ever made, but because I was watching it live and I had Twitter open, it was absolutely hilarious because people were losing their minds. So when I got to the end of it all, I was like, you know what, that was pretty damn entertaining. For the wrong reasons, but entertaining is entertaining. Cody Rhodes is my pick though, mostly because on paper it's the most obvious one. And 9 times out of 10, the reason it is so obvious is because that's just the way we're headed. So once again, if you try and fight that, you're just gonna piss everybody off. I also just want to see Rhodes as the WWE champion because what a flipping tale that is to tell. He left in 2016 because Vince McMahon was like, no, pal, I don't see you as world champion. You gotta be Stardust. So he bet on himself. Not only did he smash the independent scene, he helped build AEW. And then when nobody saw it coming and no one expected it, he returned to WWE, potentially to fulfill his dream. And I'm sorry, that gets me so excited, I think about stopping this video, because I've got my own dreams to try and succeed. There are other top tier guys that would make me pleased as well, like if you gave it to a Kevin Owens, a Sheamus, a Drew McIntyre, or somebody like that. I ain't gonna argue with you, or you could pull a massive fast one and have Jey Uso doing it, and you'd be like, oh, I didn't see this coming. But once again, I don't think we're looking down the line with any of those guys, whereas Cody Rhodes, he's got the chops. Seriously, if he doesn't become WWE champion in 2022, 2023, what were we even doing to begin with? I've made my claim now, I've made my decision, and there is no going back to it. Cody Rhodes is the person I want to win the 2023 Royal Rumble. But there's a bigger question, a more important question to all of that. Who the hell do you want to win the Royal Rumble? Again, we're focusing on the men's ones here. We'll get to the women very, very soon. Make sure you leave a comment below, and the sillier, the better. So Repo Man, Doink the Clown, Damien Demento, Mantar. Actually, I want to change my name. Mantar. That's who I want to win the Royal Rumble. And don't forget, I think he was in the 1995 version, and I'll never get over it. And I said this on another video, I'm saying it again. I want someone to tell me down there. Am I meant to think this is a man in a costume, or within the word of wrestling, is it actually half bull, half human? Here we are, 30 years later, and nobody has told me nothing. Also, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the bell ding-dings when other videos are going live. Also, if you want to stay up to date with everything in the Royal Rumble, go to whatculture.com. We'll have all of that for you there. As we will on social media at WhatCulture WWE and Simon316 if you want to follow me. Why not? Maybe fun. And we have a lot of other videos that need your clicks. Otherwise they die. My name is Simon What Culture, and even with all the craziness, I'm so pumped about the Royal Rumble because I love it. You just sit there for an hour or so and you go 3, 2, 1, and you wait to see who is going to come out. I think we may get some surprises this year too. Gets me damn excited. I hope you're excited too, and I'll see you then. And before then, because the videos never stop.